Peace, I'm Yolanda Marie, or Yanni for short, for House of Fluid Reflections, and today we're doing our Artist Touch segment where we bring an artist to you who we love and enjoy, and today we are bringing an artist to you into the art house section. She is a dope all-around creative, from painting to theater to singing and just even more stuff that I can't even remember off the top of my head. But she is Ariana, and I am going to let her take it away and tell us a little bit more about herself and some more good stuff about what we're here for today, because it's been quite the wonderful experience. So, Ariana, who are you?
Hello everyone, I'm Ariana. I am a Puerto Rican 23-year-old, almost 24, surrealist artist. I started painting officially about a year ago at this point. My business went live in 2020, July 2020. So it's been fun figuring out this journey of owning my own business and starting painting and kind of figuring out what my style is and what I want to say through my paintings.
Okay, yeah. Beautiful. So outside of your art and your creativity, who would you say you are? Who is Ariana right now in this present moment?
Developing, growing. I kind of am on this like self-growth journey, which is reflected in some of my paintings, but just trying to figure out who I want to be and what legacy I want to leave behind. And for me, it's empowering people to be their own boss, to create their own life path, because we do have the power to do that.
Absolutely.
And just going ahead and just not letting anything hold you back, including yourself, your own self-limiting thoughts.
Yeah.
Trying to work through that through, meditation we talked about, journaling.
Yes.
Just really on that journey and trying to free myself from.
So you mentioned all this self-development, discovering, creating, destroying old, coming into new, all of this, and the meditation. So there's been a whole lot of that, destroying new, old, coming into new, and making peace with new things with the world at large right now.
Yeah.
How are you doing right now in this new environment that we're presently in?
It's extremely heavy, but also can be extremely freeing at the same time. I've just been trying to take time to myself to just pause, because I've always been a very on-the-go person, pride myself in being super, super busy. And we talked about like feeling the energy of the world at large and stuff like that, and just trying to find ways to channel that not only in my daily life but for my benefit, but into my art as well, and kind of let that be an outlet.
That's beautiful. Okay, so painting as an outlet and bringing that into your art. Are there any other outlets you have right now outside of your artwork that's been helping you push through?
Yes, actually I have been hiking.
Okay.
During this pandemic, just wanting to connect with nature more, because I feel like with the being stuck inside and like having to isolate and stuff like that, my sister and I wanted to go to Shenandoah Valley. So we've been like doing that on and off just to get a break from social media and having to like deal with all those pressures and like navigating your own business, trying to figure out the marketing. It's so freeing to just hike and just worry about the journey rather than the destination. It literally physically forces you to think that way. And then you just get to enjoy the beautiful mountaintop at the end. So that has been really something I have become passionate about. So
that is beautiful. I love that. And I hear Shenandoah in the fall is gorgeous because of the colors and the leaves. I have yet to make it there for it, but that is my intention this year, hopefully.
Yes, it's so nice.
Yeah.
We did the 10-mile hikes.
Wow.
So we went all the way.
All the way.
Yeah.
Props.
Go for the big challenge
Props.
from the beginning.
Yes. Wow. So I'm sure that gives plenty of time for clearing the head, clearing the space, some good oxygen.
And we bring our journals so we can journal up there, just kind of let all our thoughts flow. So it's been a really nice outlet.
Beautiful.
Recommend to everybody.
Yeah, so journaling. So you've started a journaling practice. How's that going?
It's good. I actually started it, like I tried to start it throughout college, but I neglected it like all the time. And then I kind of wanted to journal my journey starting my business essentially because I do eventually want to write a book about it.
Okay.
And it started that way, but then I realized it could be so much more and just an outlet again to like navigate my feelings because I am somebody who bottles it up all the time. And I worry about everybody else and making sure they're all good, but I don't ever think like, how do you feel? You know? So, and then seeing how that reflects in my relationships and just like everyday interactions has been extremely helpful in writing it down. I'm like, oh, this is why I did this, or this is why I didn't do that. You know? So just giving clarity essentially to how my mind works, which I've been, I guess, avoiding through a lot of life.
And that's beautiful. I think so many don't realize that we've been avoiding our own minds, our own inner voice and spirit. And yeah, that's beautiful that journaling is giving you that clarity. It almost feels like a roadmap or a guide, because I've definitely been dabbling in some of that as well myself. So that's beautiful that you're being able to navigate in that way with that. That's wonderful.
But yeah, and now it's just like in the future, like you know what signs to look out for yourself, like things that like didn't work out for you in the past. You're like, okay, I tried that. Let me steer it a different direction. It's just, I feel like it'll make everything in your future or present moment easier on yourself.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so speaking on past, bring us in the past a little bit. Walk us to how we got here, like which arts kind of brought us to where you are present day.
So I've always been into acting. I knew since I was little I wanted to be a film actress. I don't remember having a specific inspiration or a specific movie that just took me away. But yeah, I've always wanted to film act. I did backstage theater acting in middle school. Then I auditioned for a performing arts like high school. So I went to 2 high schools. So I did my normal curriculars in my home base, and then I went to a school in Williamsburg, York County School for the arts, and I did theater and dance there. And then I was like, what am I gonna do for the rest of my life? That's a big question at 18.
Yeah.
So I was like, I still want to do theater. I know that for a fact, and I still want to perform. So I auditioned for different colleges, and I got in at George Mason University. So I got a BA in theater there, and my minor is actually well, that's a great, I should probably know mine. Event technical production, something like that. I'm blanking right now. It's a long name, like they made up a major at our school. Like it didn't exist prior to me being there. But it's essentially, event planning. And then after college, I was in that weird space of like, what do I do again with my whole life? Like, acting is great, but I have to figure out how to get there to where it's steady enough to like live off of it, but also enjoy what I'm doing. And I did go and do retail jobs for a bit that were very soul draining, and they're like, oh, you can get creative decorating end caps. I'm like, oh, woo! I'm using all my creative juices in here. Like, it was too much, and I was like, I have to leave, and I'll figure it out. And at this point, I had already started painting, and I was like, oh, I enjoy doing this, and I had thought of making into a business, but I wasn't quite sure until I had my breaking point of like, I need to leave retail. I can't do this for my life.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just gonna make it a business with whatever money I have. This is what it's gonna be. And then I was just like, I'm gonna start creating my own life. I'm not gonna fall into this matrix of working a 9 to 5. I've never wanted that for myself. Never imagined myself living a normal life, I guess you could say. So that's what I'm here building.
Beautiful.
Trying.
I love that. Trying and doing. You are definitely putting the footwork and the heart and all the creative juices into that. And that's huge. Big props and claps for taking that leap to leave retail and realizing that it was soul draining for you and following what was calling you, because that's a huge leap and step in and of itself that takes so many people forever to be able to feel like they can make, or even make at all. Some people never get to that point. So I'm super proud and happy for you for going ahead and making that leap. I had So you just mentioned working towards the future. So tell me about this future that you see for yourself. Like, what are you seeing? What do you want? What do you feel?
I really want to eventually expand to having more products in my shop, but I've been wanting to keep my originals because I really want to have a pop-up gallery of my work. Ideally, I feel like I still haven't found my style or my look, but I don't know if I really want to have one, because I feel like at times that can limit your art.
For sure.
And it's beautiful to see people have like a niche style of art. You're like, oh, I know that's that person.
Yeah.
And I know I do have elements within my pieces that do say it's me. But yeah, that's something I've been just like dealing with, like trying to figure out like, oh, I need to have a style, and drilling that into my head, which eventually I feel like just will limit me. So I'm just gonna create and see what the heck happens. But I do want to have a pop-up gallery, and then eventually I will sell my original pieces when my name is like out there. I want to have prints, I want to have clothing. I've already like started dabbling in figuring out designs for that. Just do bigger prints, because I have like smaller prints right now. I did my holographic stickers recently.
And those are beautiful, dope, so wonderful.
So yeah, just trying to figure out what works best and what's a good business wise, but also fulfills me as an artist. Trying to find that balance, essentially.
Okay. That's beautiful. So outside of the arts, what does Ariana see for future, for fulfillment, as you just said? Like lifestyle, anything personal?
I know this sounds bougie, but I love luxury. So just being able to be in a space where I just feel extremely comfortable and just at peace. I mean, that's what we all want anyways, right? We want just an environment that I can create myself and just live to my highest potential, and show other people that they can do that too. That's like what I hope to inspire people. Like, you don't have to have everything figured out in that moment. You don't have to have all your supplies. Like you said earlier, just start. So I'm hoping by like showing it on my Instagram and on different platforms that just start with what talent you have, what skills and what knowledge you have at that moment, and run with it. It'll come to you. Absolutely. You'll figure it out along the way, and you'll be like, oh, I realized I need to learn more about this, and you learn more about this, and it just starts building, and you create something beautiful that is you.
Yes.
You know?
And the you that we are seeing is beautiful, even in its creative, embryonic process and stage, and like even dressed, as you said, with the canvas and being your own canvas. And creating. I love that. But you did also today begin the process of creating something so beautiful and so fulfilling. So why don't you share with us some of the backstory on this piece that you started today? Like, where did this come from? What started?
So a lot of the time I get inspiration from song lyrics, or if I listen to podcasts, quotes. I'm very much into quotes and all that stuff. And originally stemmed from listening to John Mayer's Heartbreak Warfare, actually. I just get an instant image in my head of a painting. And then as I go along and start to think deeper into it, different elements pop up and different meanings to each individual element. But my friend went through like a big breakup this past year during when COVID was all starting to happen. And she lived with me in my house. And like just feeling all the empathy for her in that moment, and helping her go through that journey of like figuring out who she is outside of the relationship, and like why things happen the way they happen, but it's also obviously for the best, and just like how we're all connected energetically.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to have like this big heart in the center, and it's called Casualties of the Heart, and just have different elements like a cannon going off, like a little sniper shooter. It's like things that you don't expect but could be for your benefit, and often are in the future. And then have like heartstrings connecting everybody, because we all can a lot of times connect through hurt. So, and find light in that and love. So that's what I'm trying to evoke in this piece.
That's so beautiful. I love that, because yes, as we see all the details and the intricate pieces in this piece, and the veins, and then just the color, like it feels like a heart. And I also love kind of the juxtaposition of, in art we usually see the pretty little like heart drawn in the aesthetic way, but you've really drawn a literal heart that feels very real, and it's a very surreal way. That kind of pulls on that exact emotion that you're talking about, like the reality of those emotions. You talk about like getting shot in the heart and feeling like a sniper and a can going off, and how explosive and traumatic it can be in our lives, and how real and kind of sometimes ugly that is, but then the beauty in it. And yes, very, very, very interconnected. So that's wonderful. I love that concept, because, and I think it's appropriate for the time. It resonates. I don't know if we've ever felt so connected on a global scale, with just the tethers, the pieces, the strings that have us all pulled and connected together, feel ever so taut in this present moment, and hyper aware. At least I've been feeling hyper aware of that connectivity recently. That is so beautiful. I'm excited to see the progress of this piece. What did you say the name of it is again?
Casualties of the Heart. As of right now. Sometimes it changes.
Oh yes, and we totally understand. So yes, as of now, Casualties of the Heart. I love where it stands, and I'm excited to see what journey you take us on, for where it goes when we come back to talk about... Yes. Wow, that was a verb. When we come back to talk about the finished piece, and the journey that takes you to the finished version of this piece. Before we go, is there anything on your heart and your soul, your spirit, that you really want people to know or to feel from you, as you the artist, or as you just you, Ariana, the being?
I totally had something in my mind. Hold on a second.
Take your time.
Okay. I want people to feel their power, know that your gifts were placed in your mind and your mind only. You're the only one who can see your passions and your visions as vivid and as beautiful as anybody else. So just go out there and do what you gotta do to make it happen. I promise everything will start to fall into place once you push through the hardships of having to be your own cheerleader. That's definitely sometimes the hardest part. It feels like you're shouting into the void. But I promise people will hear you, because we're here right now. We connected via the interweb.
The interweb.
You know? It will happen for you. Just manifest and work hard on what you want to create in your life. And just feel your power. That's basically it.
Yes, that is beautiful. Yes, feel your power, be your inspiration. This is Ariana, guys. She is amazing. We will have her socials linked down below, and you can also tell them now all your socials. Where can they find you?
Oh yes, all my business socials are under Evocaholic Art Shop, and on Twitter it's Evocaholic Art, because the characters are shorter. But yes, I'm on TikTok. I have a YouTube channel and Instagram, but I predominantly use my Instagram and my TikTok. But yes, I will be building up all those things.
We love to see it. And website?
Yes, evocaholicartshop.com, where you can buy prints and hand-painted journals and stickers right now. But it will be evolving.
Beautiful. She's also starting to give some informational things on her platform about the artist, about the art that she does, about how to get organized and how to get yourself together as an artist. So if you have any questions, or you're just getting started on your journey, or you have something you're trying to figure out on your journey that you haven't quite got yet, or you're stumped, she might have the answer for you. So go
I'm
ahead
your girl.
on over to her page and either drop it in the DM or drop it under one of her pictures, whatever question that you may have, because she's got some content coming soon to help you yourself as an artist, or just an individual that's just trying to get it together a little bit more. So you can catch her for that. Again, I'm Yolanda Marie, or Yanni for short, for House of Fluid Reflections, for this artist touch moment. This has been us. Thank you for stopping by the house. It's all love. It's a family thing, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
We did it.
Y'all did an amazing job. That was dope. Y'all killed it, man.
You're really good at doing interviews. Like, wow. You did it.